always follow, you just say the word.
Word, 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 word.
Hello world, sorry I've been MIA the last little while. Today I want to talk about MIDI Clock, which I've been calling a DJ's best friend or worst nightmare. MIDI Clock has been around for some time, ever since 1983 when MIDI was first released. First off, what is MIDI? You've probably seen it before if you looked behind your musical keyboards or any sort of USB music device. MIDI stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. It is a cable protocol that connects devices together and sends signals so they can pair together to share musical data. Data includes tempo, which is BPM, how hard a note is hit, which is velocity, and what key and octaves are actually being played. The cool part for me is the pairing, and that is where MIDI Clock comes into play. Computers have become a major influence on MIDI. Before digital audio workstations like Ableton or Logic Pro, analog devices would be paired and you could send keynotes from modular synths to keyboards, or vice versa, through MIDI in and MIDI out. This would allow you to sequence electronic music and really make innovative sounds. Now, a lot of this is done through software, though many still nurture the power of analog sounds, of course. For me, I love the idea of DJing, video mixing, and lighting arrangements. I am certainly no expert, but it's something I find myself occasionally gravitated to in my spare time as a hobby. Without further ado, let's dive into how you can integrate MIDI Clock into your DJ sets and come up with really cool creative ideas. Let's start. First, we download and install a virtual MIDI interface for the computer. This allows you to create a MIDI signal inside of your computer and then let it sync to other software that uses MIDI and allow them to share MIDI between each other. We will focus on beats per minute today, and on Windows, I recommend Loop B1 Monitor. Once it's installed, open the software you want to be the master BPM. For me, I'll be sidechaining Traktor as the master and Ableton as the child together. In Traktor, under Preferences, check Send MIDI Clock, and then you'll want to navigate to Controller Manager. Click Add and then Generic MIDI, and since I want Traktor to be the master BPM, I'll make this the output, using the virtual MIDI device, Loopy. Under the master clock panel in Traktor is where we will prime the master clock once we've tied the child software together. Inside of Ableton, go to Preferences and then the MIDI panel. Make sure the input Loopy internal MIDI interface's sync toggle is set to on. You will notice that Ableton's external sync switch at the top left appears. Back in Traktor, add any song to a deck. Under Master Clock panel, hit play. Ableton's external sync switch and sync in indicator should now be blinking, and its tempo meter will reflect that. Inside your master software, make sure your master BPM is at the right parameter. So at the beginning of the set here, I make sure that the beat matches with the song and has a logical light on my machine's beat grid. I'll warn you, I go a little crazy on the vocal effects here in a second.
Alright, here we go. Let's do this.
As you can hear, my voice does rapid cuts using the beats per measure sequence.
Full tilt.
Through the use of the effect beat delay, my voice affects at 32 notes, 16th notes, 8 notes, quarter notes, and so on. This is certainly not limited to the voice, as you can be sampling any instrument your heart desires, and it would be layered over the music however you wanted to with in mind of the beats per minute. I do hope you found this tutorial insightful, and as always, if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer the best I can. Thank you for tuning in to my first official Mark J Tech blog, and happy beat matching!